Hi everyone, this is Ashley. Today we're going to be going over comparing and contrasting. What does compare and contrast mean? Compare and contrast is when you point out the similarities and differences between two or more elements in a literary piece. How do I compare and contrast? So let's say we have a book that's about a St. Bernard and a cockapoo. We could compare and contrast them to see what the differences and similarities of them are. So in this circle right here, we have our first subject, which would be the St. Bernard. So this will be where the characteristics unique to St. Bernards will be. So we have, for example, large dog. And then in the second circle, we're going to have our second subject, which will be the characteristics unique to cockapoos, such as that they're a small dog. And then in the center, which is where the two circles overlap, that will be where the similarities are. So we have St. Bernards are large dogs, but cockapoos are small dogs. But then we have the similarities that St. Bernards and cockapoos do not bark a lot. And this is how you can create your own. So you draw one circle and then draw another circle that overlaps the other one. So then you have room for your first subject, your second subject, and the similarities between the two in the middle. How do I compare and contrast? So you could also use a T-chart if you don't like using the Venn diagram. But if you use a T-chart, it should be known that the similarities are not shown using this. You can only do the differences. So once again, you have your first subject, like the St. Bernards, and then your second subject, like the cockapoos. Here is the unique characteristics to the St. Bernards, and here is the unique characteristics to the cockapoos. So you can easily see the differences and how they line up. And these are very easy to create. They're called a T-chart because they look like a lowercase t, as you can see. So you do a horizontal line and then a vertical line. And once again, subject number 1 here, subject number 2 here. And similarities are not shown though. So the Venn diagram would be a lot better to use if you need to add similarities to your comparisons. How else can I compare and contrast? You can use analogies. And I also have a video on analogies if you need to go over them to figure out what they are. So dog is to bark as cat is to meow. Dogs speak by barking and cats speak by meowing. So they're similar. Then we have similes and metaphors. I also have a video on similes and metaphors if you need to review that. Simile would be busy as a bee, it uses as, and metaphors is her heart is gold, it uses is to compare. And here's a short video.
Tonight, 2 characters are up for possible eviction from The Story House, reality TV's only show filled with your favorite writers and characters. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of The Story House. I'm Sofia Romero. It's been an exciting week for our writers and characters, and tonight we have 2 much-loved folktale characters that face possible eviction from the house. There's Red Riding Hood, who only wanted to bring her grandma a basket full of treats. She's up against Gretel, who went into the woods with her brother Hansel and found a candy house. Let's see what they had to say when they learned they could be evicted.
Hansel and I probably should have stayed away from that candy house, but times were tough and we were so hungry.
I know I went into the woods alone, but I was just trying to bring treats to my grandma. It's not like I stuffed my face eating a candy house or anything.
As always, let's bring in the professor to break down this matchup in a segment we call Compare and Contrast. Professor?
Hey, Sophia. When we compare and contrast, we want to take a good long look at what's the same and what's different between 2 things. Both of this week's characters are girls from folk tales. Both girls seem to have a sweet tooth, and both girls go into the woods. These characters have some big differences too. Gretel goes into the woods using the buddy system. However, Red enters the woods alone, and while Gretel drops breadcrumbs to mark a route back home, Red talks to a stranger.
This one is too close to call. Folks, the lines for voting open right after the show. We'll find out who has been evicted in a live results show later this week.
Before you call in to vote, remember to compare and contrast both characters by asking yourself what's the same and what's different.
We'll be back after this.
All right, so who do you think will be eliminated? I don't know. So, as a reminder, to compare and contrast is when you point out the similarities and differences between two or more elements, typically in a literary piece, just like we've shown in the last video. All right, I hope you have a great day.